What if the British never left India? Imagine. The morning of August 15, 1947, never arrives the way the world expected. All the preparations made for India's freedom suddenly fade into the mist. The world's eyes were fixed on the Red Fort, waiting for the tricolour to rise. But London's parliament made a new decision. India would not be given independence. History tells us that after 6 years of war, the British Empire was exhausted. Ruling over a land of 361 million people had become impossible. But today, history has been reversed. The Indian Independence Act is announced, and the Red Fort, once on the edge of liberation, will now again hang portraits of the Queen. A strange silence drapes the streets of Delhi, as if a serpent still lingers, coiling around the dream of freedom. There's no tricolour flying. Only the Union Jack flutters high above. The crowd is frozen in fear. Despair hangs heavy over the nation. Why? Because the shameful system of wealth extraction had already crippled India's economy. And now, that very crisis has pushed people toward bloodshed. Peaceful protests have turned into armed rebellion. The slogan "Quit India" rises once again. British bullets officially out. Amid the chaos comes shocking news. Gandhi and Nehru have been charged with treason. The empire's oppressive laws now question the very foundation of India's freedom. Time passes. The 1990s arrive. India appears modern, but it's soaked in the British palate. English remains the official language in government schools. Reading and writing in Hindi is fading into oblivion. Railways and roads stretch far and wide, but goods and wealth always travel toward British pockets. Industries grow, but factories mostly flourish abroad. India prepares raw material, but others profit. In short, a world rushing forward, but India's riches still feeding Britain's growth. Culturally, the changes are stark. Red tape bureaucracy has been replaced by towering British institutions. Instead of traditional songs at weddings, English pop blares through the streets. Afternoon tea is now English breakfast. Jazz music replaces classical drums, and during Queen Alexandra's birthday celebrations, it's no longer Bollywood stars, but British governors of the Indian subcontinent who take center stage. Even at home, the posters of revolution have been replaced with royal emblems. The symbols of the empire now hang proudly in drawing rooms and local offices. It all feels like one long foreign film, where Indians speak loudly in borrowed voices, wear foreign hats, and sip tea like trained extras in a scripted empire. Fast forward to 2025. Freedom has faded, and what remains is the label. British. Every August 15th, the national anthem is rarely heard. Instead, God Save the Queen dominates the airwaves. What happened to our pride? To our own voice? The answer lies with a new generation. Educated, aware, resilient. In today's rallies, we no longer see Nehru or Indira on stage, but statues of costumed figures in suits, and royal celebrations in place of cultural ones. But the struggle isn't over, because every voice that is silenced finds a new way to rise. No matter how deep the well of oppression, the sun of resistance always finds its way out. So, even if the British had never left in 1947, the fire within us, the passion that gave rise to real freedom, would still burn bright. That is the greatest lesson of this story. A reminder: empires fall, but the will of a people never dies.